Hi, my name is Gloria Wavamunno and welcome to my TEDx talk. I am an artistic director of my namesake label, as well as the founder of Kampala Fashion Week and board founder of Fashion Council Uganda. In this talk, I want to talk about the globalization of sustainability and what that truly means. Today, sustainability has been used and is part of the fashion industry's narrative. But what does sustainability really mean, and what are we planning to achieve with it? From Western spaces to more developing spaces. Coming from a more developing space, sustainability is already, I think, a core of what designers and artists must be practicing in their creations. African brands, I believe, are inherently sustainable due to the measured and artistic stages of their production environments. I feel that sustainability is intrinsic in the next stages of fashion production. Sustainability has to be more than a trend. It has to be intrinsically woven into the future of production and business practices that help minimize impact on the environment. In today's age, especially with the understanding of climate change and which is connected to pollution, of dumping, of waste, which the fashion industry has an impact, cannot be denied anymore, has an impact and is involved in. I feel that African designers who are just starting to develop their craft and get the exposure also that they're receiving at this moment need to be conscious and aware of that. Such programs that I've been a part of, such as Kampala Fashion Week, educate our audience to the artists that are involved in this ethos. We try to create this conscious awareness because it takes us as a community to be a part of, to be part of the solution. So with such programs such as educational seminars, physical workshops, training in different forms of craft that will help you minimize or give you tools that can help also in more elimination of waste, business courses that also educate in how you can be financially, because I believe also financial consciousness can also affect, I think, sustainability, because the more that you're conscious of what are you spending, where are your materials coming from, it falls down back into the pyramid or the cycles that we follow to, construct clothing. With these courses, workshops, seminars, I believe that then they help impact the, supply structure that we're trying to elevate and develop and evolve. From, again, as I said, the supplier of the fabric to the craftsmanship, to then the exportation, and then again the marketing, because I feel that all of this does tie together on how I believe the true nature of sustainability will work. Because it can be said, but again, what are the solutions? What are the actions that we must take? And this is, even with KFW, that's what we are always also discussing. Kampala Fashion Week is always trying to be innovative in the sense of what is sustainability. It is trying to create safe spaces and open spaces that there is a dialect back and forth between not only production but the artistans, and that we all know that we have a role to play in the change that is needed for our craft as well as the environment. It is also important, while continuing to elevate the craft's purpose that we do, we continue to keep this conversation and dialect on where we want to take our crafts and where the identity of our crafts are coming from, because I think also that may fuel more accountability for what people are producing, as well as, I believe in today's age, change the dynamic of the consumer. Being in a global system of, capitalism, which has also contributed to why we're in this space with the environment, and why we have to use words and think of words such as sustainability and consciousness of the ecosystem, is because we have to know what are we truly making. If we are going to continue to create, people are going to continue to consume, what is the purpose behind what we're creating? And I feel in, Africa, and particularly with my country, Uganda, we are creating spaces to have these kind of conversations because it's very important. As well as, I feel that African designers in today's age are definitely in a space where, for years we've been the source of inspiration, but we haven't been the face of the inspiration. It's the inspiration has been taken and then molded into something else, but we haven't been the ones who have the first voice to share what we're creating and why we're creating, and what also our challenges are through creation. And at the same time also dealing with a fashion industry that is in such a developing stage. We still don't have the training to create certain fabrics, or the machinery to do so. And so even with this understanding of sustainability, we have to understand, while we are trying to reach and develop in our craftsmanship, so that we can tell the story of our identity, how do we be conscious of maybe not using the certain machines that are already available, but going very back to basics, going back to more natural dyes, and more handcrafted things than, I believe, machinery crafted pieces, more weaving, more beading, more natural materials, again back to how dyeing, but you have a lot of beautiful beads made from seeds that can definitely be crafted into garments, as well as we're rich with natural fibers from our bark cloth. So I believe also these are very important parts of the question of what is sustainability, and then of course on the business side, which is still even in the craft side, being conscious of how you're treating your staff and your team and the ones who create, that things are ethical, because as much as I think ethical and sustainability go hand in hand, and those are the two forms of practices that have to start to and must be applied with today's creatives. And me myself, even as a designer, I'm very conscious that is what is part of my practice. I try to also, like, just a little example of recycling. When I make my pieces I use a lot of jersey, I use those pieces and then turn them into the bags that will hold the clothes, so that there's no waste of material left, very minimum waste, if anything. Also, we have to, as I also believe, we have to be transparent. And I think also through transparency of the difficulties, the challenges, the celebrations, also the achievements of what we discover in this process of rewriting and re-understanding and adapting what sustainability and ethical practices are in this industry, we will also grow tremendously, you know. And now with globalization, how you can find exchange and you can reach out to people from many areas of the world is amazing, because this just helps further help us exchange more conversations, more knowledge, and that is definitely what I think the direction we need to go in now. It's, you know, we're all in the same boat, and we all have messages we want to share with each other and share with our audiences. And I think even as artists now, this is a very important time to reach out and share, you know, and find support, you know, and so that we can all head in the right direction with the art that we're creating. So with that, I want to wrap up my talk. I want to, you know, share that I think, yes, with more exchanges, with more access to, you know, financial grants and support systems, and again, educational systems, I think that where sustainability can go, even not just for the African continent, but for all the countries and continents in the world, is promising, you know. We're now aware that we need a deep change. We're also aware, because we have access to see that everyone's going through so many different things due to the resources, you know, governmental-wise, you know, ecosystem-wise, and their challenges, and also what, you know, also what's available. I think we also, as much as we know the challenges there are, there's also just an abundance of things that are available out there, and, you know, and I feel like by connecting and exchanging, we can all benefit from growing in a more transparent way, responsible way, and accountable way, and again, from that make and continue to make beautiful art which speaks on our societies, speaks on our environment structures, and helps us as, you know, human beings continue to evolve and grow and yeah, create. So thank you for having me, and I hope that you've enjoyed this talk, and I appreciate and I'm humbled to have been a part of this. Thank you.